Hey everyone, welcome back to Friday Night Reading Sprints with me. Let me know how you all are doing, what you're up to tonight. Are you reading with me? What are you reading? I will be probably mostly reading, although I got no writing done today yet, so I should probably do that as well. If I am on my goal of doing at least like between 12 and 1500 words every single day until the end of the month, I will be able to write the end by the end of the month. Not my birthday next week, but that's okay. Anyway, so I have my keyboard for writing if I want to write. But then I also have a book near me as well that I will talk about. I am very tired tonight, but I do love hanging out with you, so I am here. I do want to let you know, though, I will let you know at the end of the stream, too, there are no sprints next Friday because we have all-day sprints next Thursday. I'm not doing 2 days in a row. That's a little too much for me, but we are having all-day reading sprints next Thursday starting at, I think, hold on, let me look. I forgot. It is, if somebody remembers, 1 p.m. Eastern, and I'll probably go until 8 or 9, probably. So yeah, I don't want to go until 10, but 8 or 9. So a good solid between 6 and 8 hour sprints next Sunday. Or next Sunday, next Thursday. That's what we're doing. I'm also starting to do sprints on my Patreon page too. That's where Sunday came in. Where did Sunday come from? That's where Sunday came in. Anyway, so I am going to be reading Somewhere in Tennessee by Christina Wade. She actually is a booktuber on here, but she hasn't posted in a really long time. But this is her book from last year, I believe. Don't quote me. It does not say. But I believe it was last year. So I do really want to catch up in my physical review arcs. So Somewhere in Tennessee is what I will be reading. It's a really big font and big spacing, so it should be a quick and easy read. I might even finish it today, just like I finished the book last week that I started, and it's less than 200 pages, so this should be pretty doable. So this one's about a girl named Nicole, and she has to share a booth at an artist market, and she's been doing it herself on the weekends, and then she goes to the hospital to visit her grandmother, and she owns her own crochet business, and her business starts failing, but she doesn't know what to do next. So I guess during an artist market, there's a guy who wants to sell his paintings, and so they kind of work in the same booth together. So I'm really excited about that because I used to do artist markets and craft shows all the time for 5 years, something like that, 4 or 5 years. So it'll be cute to see a romance in that direction. So that's what I'm reading, possibly, and then doing some writing. All right, let's see who is popping in. Thanks everybody who's stopped in already. Wow, there's 17 people already tonight. Awesome. Hi, Glenda. I'm glad you're here. I think a lot of people, for the past couple weeks, didn't realize I was doing sprints an hour earlier now. Sometimes that happens as well, because I used to go on at 7 p.m., but 6 p.m. was a little bit easier, and I get to spend more time with you before I'm too tired. Glenda's doing good. Awesome. For those just popping in, let us know what you're reading today. Hi, Jamie. And hello, Teresa. Teresa has 3 books sitting beside you to decide between. Awesome. I am so happy that your reading slump is finally over. I'm so happy for you. I actually have a video planned for next month where I'm going to talk about how either not to get into a reading slump or how to get out of one. Speaking from somebody who hasn't had a reading slump in 5 years, I think. And so, yes, so I actually used to get them really bad. I think one year I read nothing but my Bible for 6 months. Not that that's a bad thing, but I read nothing. And so, but that's not like me anymore. So I'm going to do a tips video on how to stay out of one and how to keep it going, or not to, or how to get out of one if you're already in one. Hi, Hannah. I'm glad you're here. We have both Hannahs today. Hi, Hannah. Jamie says, hey, getting ready to cook. You're reading The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Awesome. That is on my mile-long TBR. That would be a good book to bring while camping. Hello, David. I'm glad you're here. Hello. Hi, B. B. Glad to see you again. You too. Pleasure to be here tonight. It's 11. Yes. Still reading your book, Where the Dark Stand Still. It's fantasy. Nice. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm a late night person. I'm up usually until between 12 and like 2 usually, but then I don't wake up until like 9 o'clock. Hannah's working on cleaning up her kitchen after being away for 2 weeks. Nice. Unpacking and everything. Yeah, my family's like the opposite. Like we usually do like a mad dash cleaning before we leave for vacation. Like if we go on vacation or if company comes over, we'd like do like a mad dash cleaning so we don't have to come home and do hardly anything, at least except for like the unpacking stuff and maybe dusting. Gonna try and completely catch up on your Bible reading. Awesome. Continuing in Isaiah. I think I actually can continue now. I was trying to catch up in like my yearly reading, but like I kind of gave up for a little bit, but I'm back now. So I had to kind of wait for my Bible plan to kind of catch up with me. I don't know if that made any sense, but I think I am all caught up. So I can officially get back into, yes, I am. I'm actually a day behind. So I'm in Exodus now, almost the middle of Exodus. So I might do a little bit of that as well. I might do that first. That way it'll kind of get me in the headspace for writing as well. Hi, Katrie. Glad you're here. You have no idea if you'll pick anything up to read. Been a super exhausting week. Same here. We'll see what I get up to. Yes, same here. I usually pop in an audiobook if that happens. If I'm tired, I'm like, I'm just going to play games on my phone and listen to an audiobook. Hannah's doing a last check of your first novel before sending it to your editor for a proofread edit. That is amazing. I'm so excited. I thought yesterday, but by the end of tonight, I will be under 20,000 words left to write. I'm so excited for that. Hey, Katrina. Katrina just started research on homemade soap. I almost said soup, but I saw the spelling. Soap. Nice. It's very nice. I can't do a whole lot of strong scents, but I think that's awesome. Honestly, if I was to make my own homemade soap, it'd probably be something very, very light that only had like maybe honey or something really light like honey and oats or something that won't bother my sensitive nose. You're welcome, Teresa. Jamie says the ending of Gone with the Wind almost put me in a reading slump. Oh no. Oh no. I think the only thing that really gets me into a reading slump, oops, hold on. Sorry about that. We made homemade chocolate frosty and we want to stir it like once every hour. So I had the alarm go off and I forgot about it. So should be in it during a reading sprint during the next alarm. So that's good. Anyway, so yes, reading slump. I think the only thing that can almost put me in a reading slump is if I have 3 DNFs in a row. And I think that only happens to me like twice a year. And thankfully it hasn't stuck, but I come very close when that happens. And I don't think necessarily a bad or good book. Usually, like, if it's, like, a book that I don't like the ending, I immediately pick up a book that I know I'm gonna like, or it's a genre that, like, I usually give 4 or 5 stars to. Yes, I'm excited. It'll be like, the reading slump video will probably be in the second week of August, I believe. Don't quote me, but that sounds right. Jamie's on her Kindle reading Not Quite Mr. Knightley. Nice. That one sounds like fun. And you have Jane Austen's Bookshelf Emma and The Assassin's Quest. And on audio, you're listening to Beauty and the Beach. Nice. Is that like one of those Beauty and the Beach? Is that in like, I feel like it's in like one of those little collections where like each book's by a different author, but maybe I'm thinking of a different series. Teresa says, speaking of camping, I'm like, I was saying something about camping earlier. Are you going with your dad again? Yes. We're keeping an eye on the weather, or I will be closer to the date, just to make sure, because like if it looks like it's going to rain all the time, I don't know. But it's usually on and off showers sometimes. I don't know why. It's like I know we're kind of up in the hills, but I don't know. It's really weird that we get like so much rain. Uh Not every year, but it's pretty close to every year we get rain. It's like, really? Last year was actually pretty good. So I'm praying for an even better year this year as far as weather goes, and for all the chipmunks to show up again. Jamie says, "Who knows which one I will actually read?" Yeah, I'm not currently in the middle of anything physically. That's why I was able to pick just one. I am listening to an audiobook because I'm struggling trying to find a book over 700 pages that I'll actually enjoy. I really did myself bad with that, doing that for like my bingo board and my reading journal. I should not have. I have like DNF'd like 5 or 6 books that were over 700 pages, mostly due to like content I don't want to read. But this one so far is good. It's called The Historian, and it kind of has like a Dracula feel, but it's more like about the history of Dracula, and like it's about this like, I guess, father and daughter who are vacationing somewhere, and I guess the father was doing research because like he got a book about Dracula or something like appear on his desk one day, and so he like went on this huge like research trip to try to discover anything about like the real inspiration behind Dracula. So far I'm like 10% of the way in, and it's like a 29-hour audiobook. But so far it's okay. The reviews aren't the greatest. Like some people like really hate it or they really love it. So when that happens, I'm usually in the middle. But so far, praying that this 700 plus page book will stick so I can knock it off my reading journal bingo board. Hi Emily, I'm glad you're here. Working on rereading my Oxford Year in preparation for the movie dropping on Netflix on August 1st. Nice. For those of you who don't know, and you've read the If I Run series by Terry Blackstock, that's actually becoming a Lifetime movie, and it might already be out now that I speak about it. I saw the trailer for it, and it looked pretty good. I'm hoping they'll do it justice. It wasn't like I really enjoyed it, but it wasn't like my favorite series. I know others loved it more than I did, but I'd be interested to see how Lifetime does the movie. Glenda says, hello, Emily, Jamie, and anyone you missed. Yes, hello to everyone. Hi, Kelly, just popping in to say hi. Have a great night. You too. I was going to say happy sprints back, but you're leaving, so hello and goodbye, Kelly. Jamie says, I do need to be doing some back to school prep. Yes, it is getting to be that time. Starting about 3 weeks. Wow, that happened so quick. I know when I was in school, it didn't start until the week after, but not Veterans holidays in September. When school is done, holidays just blend in for me. But that's usually when we started, was the beginning of September or second week of September. Now it's like I don't even know when they start anymore. Teresa says she needs to try and catch up on her monthly Bible reading. This month, Molly and her are reading Proverbs and Romans. Nice. I'm going to skip over Psalms in my reading because I have a really pretty journal that's Psalms, and it's got a page for notes. So I'm going to use it as a daily gratitude journal, but I have to finish my current gratitude journal first. I don't want to skip around. Hi, Shannon. Hello. Glad you're joining in tonight. Completely for the whole book. I'm not sure what book you're talking about. So many conversations happening at once. Hi, Darlene. Glad you're here. Hannah says your editor or her editor was booked for August, but she is ahead of schedule, so I get in early. Oh, awesome. Also finished the first draft of book 2 this week. You are flying. Good job. So everything is running ahead of schedule. That is awesome. That is awesome. I definitely just wanted my first draft done by July, so that way I can have about a week, maybe 2, just to kind of take it away from my mind and come back to it as a reader. So I can see all the mistakes and be like, did I just put 3,000 thes in one paragraph? Thank you, B. Thank you for praying for me and my book, because I can see you're so passionate and it's amazing. Oh, thank you. I know it's surprising me, and I know it's God, because I thought I would never be an author. I really didn't, and I was like, okay, if this is what you want me to do, okay. And thank you for loving my channel. It's a lot of work, but I do enjoy it. Aw, thanks. I consider all you guys friends too, so thank you for saying that. Makes me feel happy. Hannah says, I'm so excited for your writing progress. You're doing so well. Thank you. I'm so excited. Hi, Beth. Beth's here. Hello. Happy Sprints. Is my book a series, the one you're writing? Yes, it is. I have plans. It was going to be a standalone, then it became a duology, and now it's a trilogy. It's stopping at a trilogy. So, but yes, it is, because my side character, I was like, I really like her. She's best friends with my character. She kind of needs her own book because she's got a very quirky personality. And I was like, I really like her and she needs her own book. So I already have all of the romance tropes too, for each one. So I think honestly, the first book, it's kind of close to Love at First Sight, but it's kind of like at first sight, I guess, and leads into love. So maybe friends to more. Hello, Sky. No, you're right on time. We haven't even started our first sprint yet, so you are good. We will have at least 3 or 4 sprints, so you are good. You are good. Jamie says, I'm right about Beauty and the Beach. I thought so. It's a rom-com that's part of a multi-author collection. I'm pretty sure I've seen it then, because it sounded very familiar. Jamie says, if I Run movie will release on August 4th. Okay, she thinks. Jamie says, I read the first book, If I Run, and it wasn't my favorite. Yeah, I liked the series. I binge listened to the audio, and it was good, but I think I overhyped myself because everybody said it was so great. Sometimes it happens to me, not very often. I try really hard not to pay attention to other people's reviews until after I read something. Hello, Tink Wolf. I'm so excited to have you here. My novel. Okay, wait. I gotta go back to your comment because now I forgot what you said. Oh, completely for the whole book. Yes, it's almost done. So yes, under 20,000 words, it's almost done. And then I need to go through and do another rough edit. And then I'm gonna need some beta readers. So I will be putting out a post about that probably in the middle of August. I'm thinking middle to late August for that. Oh, I missed Teresa's comment. If I could get into audiobooks, I might be able to read more, but I just don't have the attention span. Yeah, and I do not do well at multitasking either. Oh, I would think you could do card making with audiobooks or something, because I do either games on my phone or walking or coloring. That seems to be like my top 3 things I can do while listening to audiobooks. I can't like clean the house or do stuff like that or purge stuff. Then my attention span disappears. Hannah says, yes, I found the advice to ignore your first draft for a couple weeks before going back to it really helpful. Yeah, fresh eyes and mindset makes it a fun next step. Yes. And then I can go on and be like, oh, I forgot I wrote that. Although, kind of funny, like, I'm almost at the end of the book and I remember everything I wrote almost. Like, not sentence by sentence, but like every single scene. I'm like, I remember everything I wrote. So I guess that comes from being a reviewer for 4+ years. You remember a lot of details. Jamie says, I think it was the overhype for me. Yeah, me too for If I Run. Teresa says, I'll have to try it while I'm doing a marathon card making session. Yeah, that'll be fun. I was never an audiobook listener until about, it was, I'm trying to think. I think it was during the first year I was here on BookTube, maybe the second year, but I really got into it and haven't looked back. It really helped bump up my number of books I read for sure. Like I listened to a ton of audiobooks this month already. I'm like on number, I don't know, 17. I'm like, this month should be like less because I'm writing every single day again. Jillian says, loved the series If I Run, and I don't usually read series right in a row, but this series had to find out how it ended. Would love to be in your beta group. Thank you, Darlene. Yes, it will come out. I've been doing some research on beta readers and how many. So unfortunately, I probably won't have a ton of beta readers. It probably will be like between like 5 to 7, I'm guessing. B asks, Katie, have you got any ideas about your book cover? There has to be an airplane on it somewhere on the cover. I kind of want animated, but like they have to have faces. I'm not sure about animated though, because like my book, I feel like can be for male and female readers because there is quite a bit of action and drama as well as romance, because the romance isn't super heavy throughout the book. So I feel like if I did an animated cover, it might turn more male readers off. So I might not go in that direction. And it'd be kind of fun to have the main male character have a cape because he's supposed to be like a Superman lookalike. So that might be kind of fun. But if I get traditionally published, it's up to the publishers. Kind of. You have a little bit of say, but not much. So you can kind of give them like a rough idea, but they kind of go for it. So, but I think a Superman cape would be fun, and maybe an airplane in the background or something that would be fun. Probably not like the red, but maybe like a blue cape or something. Different color maybe. All right, what time is it? I'm trying to figure out what time it is so we can start a sprint. We're going to do hour-long reading sprints tonight again. I feel like hours are perfect. Hopefully you guys enjoy the hour-long sprints. It just gives you that extra boost of time to enjoy yourself or get stuff done. I'm going to probably read my Bible first. Then, for those just popping in, I'm reading, or going to start reading. Actually, I did start this at some point earlier this year. And I think I got to like chapter 3, I think. And a lot of stuff came up, so I didn't continue. But I will be reading Somewhere in Tennessee by my friend Christina Wade. So I'm going to read this. And a cute, sweet YA romance. So excited to read that. All right. I think we will go ahead and start our first sprint pretty quickly. Why are you the way that you are? I don't know quite what you mean, but I always say the Lord brings out the sunshine in me, especially when I'm tired. He helps me become motivated for everything, literally everything. Without him, I would be very much all right, anyways, so let's go ahead and do a 1-hour reading sprint. I got the fun little rain reading sprint. I did forget to actually put it on my screen, so I have to do that as well. Oh, it's just a random question. I don't know. I always say Jesus. He made me and he made you the way you are. So that's how I would answer that question. And it's from The Office, I guess. I think I used to watch it like once a week when we were in high school because that was like my teacher's favorite show. But I never got into it. Thank you, David. All right, so yes, let's go ahead and have fun. I'm gonna read and then probably write during the next sprint, hopefully, if my brain will slow down. Okay, I will see you all back in an hour. Okay, everyone, that's the end of our first sprint for tonight. Let me know how you all did. And are you enjoying your books? Or hopefully you got some work done if you needed to do something. A lot of people popped in while we were sprinting for the first time, so glad you all popped in. There will be at least 2 more reading sprints since that was only our first one. So there should be 2 left depending on how tired I am, but so far I'm doing okay. But I am almost, surprisingly, halfway through another review book this Friday. So for those just popping in, I'm reading Somewhere in Tennessee by Christina Wade. I've had this book for a little too long, so I'm trying to catch up in a lot of my review books this year just so I can have a nicer clean slate for the following year. But I am 83 pages through, so I finished 83 pages. Really happy with that. So I might as well just continue this because I also read my Bible in the beginning of that sprint. So I should be able to finish this book by the end of the next sprint since I only have about 110 pages left. So, no, 120 pages left. So I should be able to finish it within the next sprint. And that way I'll have the rest of the night to be able to do some writing. So, yeah. And I forgot a bookmark, so forgive the triangle binding. But I just didn't want to go into the other room. I don't have any paper around here. I'll kind of do way over there. All right, let's see who popped in. Also making sure that my my microphone is on. Sometimes that happens. Yes, it is. Okay. Just double checking. Where were we? There we are. All right. So Jamie said we tried the Office TV show and didn't find it as funny as other people did. Yeah, I just considered it a break when our teacher used to put it on Fridays. We used to watch that and The Simpsons, and I'm like, I didn't like either one, but it was a break from not doing schoolwork. So that's all I cared about. And I think I probably read or didn't pay attention. That was probably my thing that I did. David said agreed. And love the rain and thunder. Yay, awesome. I used to do music, but I know you can mute it, but the rain you don't have to have any concentration for. Music, sometimes it gets stuck in your head or sometimes it can be too loud. Tori, glad you're here today. Reading and hopefully finishing Black Ice by Karen Gerhardsen. Nice. And Coletta's here. Hello, Coletta. Just joining in, been in a major reading slump. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Well, good news is I'm doing a video about how to get out of a reading slump next month. Not set for tomorrow, but hopefully soon. And Jamie asked what genres does Coletta like, and Coletta says anything clean, which is totally me too. Anything clean for me as well. So just in time, Taylor S. Newport popped in. Hello, Taylor. I was introduced to Taylor's books at the end of last year. Yeah, that sounds right. And I read Line of Fire, and I loved it. I think I gave it 6 stars. It was at least 5, I remember. Yes, it was 6 stars. So I loved it. Loved the action. The action was great. Definitely, if you like Mission Impossible type storylines, you will definitely enjoy it. Then I'm currently reading the second book. Not right now. I'm reading a physical book, but during lunch and dinner, I've been on and off reading it on my Kindle. So I've been reading and enjoying book 2. So it's good. I'm enjoying it. Book 2 is called No Time to Die. And Jamie says one of her favorite books of all time is Wonderland Creek by Lynn Austen. It's historical fiction. And Coletta says Line of Fire sounds so good, just downloaded it. Yay! Yes, it's on Kindle Unlimited for anyone who is wondering. I know David read it as well. If you're still in the chat, David, he really enjoyed the book as well. So you have two new fans, Taylor, or two new readers. Paula says, just swinging by to boop the like button before I head to bed. Good night, Paula. I said hi during the sprint as well. And Taylor said, thanks, Coletta, and hope you enjoy it. Glenda said, hi, Paula. Hello, Christina. Christina finished the Hunger Games book. I can't talk. Hunger Games books this week. So now we're watching the movies. Nice. Is this a reread, rewatch for you, or is it your first time? I know I watched the movies for the very first time, I think 2 years ago, and then I ended up reading the books last year, I believe, maybe the year before. And yes, always remember to hydrate, feed, check laundry if you have laundry. Yes, take meds, stretch. I did walk over to the bathroom. I didn't go to the bathroom, but I just walked over there. And then I do have my water next to me, always. Jamie says 5 chapters read and dinner done as well as cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon rolls. That sounds good. Teresa decided to read Appalachian Song by Michelle Shockley. Nice. Read 43 pages. I have heard amazing things about that book, but I have not read it yet. I think I have a NetGalley arc of it that I have not picked up yet, but I've heard good things about it. Hannah says, I only just sat down, but I ate breakfast and set up for my day. Awesome. Yay. Emily ate a sandwich, changed to PJs, and got to page 34 in her book. I am in my PJs as well. I have pink plaid pants and a purple, it's not a pajama top, it's just a purple t-shirt. But I'm in my cozy outfit. Glenda says, hello, Christina. Jamie says she has 180 pages left. Awesome. Emily said, enjoy the movies, Christina. I did really enjoy the original trilogy of movies as well as the books. I tried Songbirds and Snakes. I did not enjoy the book, so I have a feeling I probably would not like the movie as well. But I do want to try Hamish's book, the new one that came out. Hi, Erica. Erica's just sitting down for the evening and going to start The Enchanted Greenhouse. Nice. Sky's reading the Anne of Green Gables Treasury book. I think your expectations were bigger. I just feel like reading a synopsis of Anne of Green Gables books. Aw. That's interesting. Was it supposed to, you thought it was like a collection of the stories, or maybe it's like I would say like an abridged editions, maybe because they're shorter or something. That could be it. Interesting. And you're welcome. I talked about it, and I got a couple of readers for you last year. David said, yes, good read. Jamie finished supper and listened to a few chapters of Beauty and the Beast. Nice. That's hard to say because I'm thinking Beauty and the Beast in my head. Surprised I haven't said that yet. B says, yes, it's a very captivating book that you're reading right now. Managed to read lots of pages. Nice. I have to say it's been a very stressful week, so being tonight with you, it's nice and relaxing. Great. I like making it relaxing for you guys and just enjoying the peace and quiet. David said, just got the second book and have just only dipped my toes into the beginning. Nice. Want to read it when I can binge. Yes, I've been reading about 30 pages a day, I think. If I wasn't writing and listening to audiobooks as well, I'd probably be done with it by now. David said, are you planning to write more in the series? I remember asking Taylor this, and she was like, I would write 100 if I could, or something like that, you said. It's a long one, so I'd be impressed if you could read it in one sitting. Now, I can. If I have no plans for the day, I had to read it because I was judging some books for a contest and I was behind. I made it in time, but I believe the books were between 450 and 500. I finished both of those books in 2 days. So I can read a giant book in a day. I just have to make sure I don't have anything else scheduled around it. Audiobooks are super easy to do one in a day, but physical reading, as long as I'm not doing anything, I'm able to do it. But yes. Jamie says Sunrise on the Reaping is amazing. Yes, I know you said you really enjoyed that one, so I'm excited to get to it. Teresa said she wants to read Sunrise so bad. Yes, the Dauntless Defenders series is going to be a very long series. I have idea for other books in other genres too. Nice. Is it going to be following, like, are you allowed to tell us? But is it going to like follow like the same two characters, or are you going to go with other characters in the books in the Dauntless Defenders? Alex and Reed. That's their names. Hey, I remembered them. That's very rare that I remember character names. Teresa says maybe I can get Sunrise on the Reaping on your TBR for August. David says, well, I've got some days coming that will certainly lend to a nice read. The scrolling function on my Android really helps. Yes, I remember you saying that, and it does help when I read on my phone. The constant scrolling instead of tapping to the next page, it does help for sure. 20 books, yes. So you have lots of ideas. I think that's great. I love long series, and I like that your books are more like action. Like, we don't get a whole lot of action series out there. Like, there's more cozy mysteries versus like action filled series. So I'm really excited for you, Taylor. I think that's great. And plus a couple of novellas. Nice. Guy says the book supposed to be a research of the time. Oh, for the Anna Green Gables books that were wrote and talk of little extra details. That part is interesting, but it is only 20% of the book. Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I would enjoy it. David says, Katie, I still don't know how you read so much and write a book. Superhero, no other explanation. Audiobooks definitely help. And I used to, my writing habits have changed. I used to love going to the cafe. Now I tend to write at night and find reading sprints on YouTube. So my writing habits and my reading habits both kind of change. This year has been insane for reading wise. I think this is one of my best years for reading as far as like how many books per month. So I have no idea how I'm doing it. Christina says reread for the first 2 books in the Hunger Games and rewatch for the first 4 movies. First time for Mockingjay book, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and the movie. And I also read Sunrise for the first time. Nice. And have read them all too. Christina says, thanks, Emily. Once upon a time, in the forest of tangled secrets, a wild girl and broken boy fell in love. The Great Escapism, Something Different for Me by A.B. Hrenak. Is that the book you're reading right now? That sounds interesting. I love a good book set in the forest. Taylor Newport says, oh, Mom has a question. Hold on. What? Yeah? I'm there.
I'm looking all over the place.
You have to. She can't find me. Did you search for my username and look me up that way? Or you could click on the bottom and it says like subscribers or something. My mom can't find my video. Anyways.
Reading something by somebody.
Okay, so Taylor says The Dauntless Defender series will follow Reed and Alexandra through the entire series. Okay, nice. So maybe some teaming up will be involved then. Most of the side characters will stay the same too. Awesome. I do really like Alex. Christina says, I think Sunrise on the Reaping is your favorite of the series. Oh, nice.
Sorry.
What?
I find a towel on Angela.
There's a towel on the bathroom. Christina says, love the Anne books and the Megan Follows version on the movies shows. I'm not sure which version we like. Who plays Anne in the version we like? Do you know her name?
And who?
Anne of Green Gables.
Oh, shoot.
I'll look her up if you don't know.
I'll say Anne Shirley, but that's okay.
Anne Shirley.
No, I can't think of her name.
Yeah, well, that's okay. We'll find out.
Can't think of her name.
It's a TV series version. Like, not actual movies, but...
No, she's a movie.
Well, no, I think they were... Megan Follows.
Megan Follows.
That's who plays the one we like. Oh, that is the same one that you like, Christina. Yeah, those are the ones we really enjoy. Actually, for the longest time when I was growing up, I wanted to name my future son Dominic. Just because that adorable little boy in the third movie, oh, he was so cute. But I don't think I want the name anymore. One of my favorite teachers in high school, his name was Dominic, and I did have a crush on that teacher for a while. He was a nice teacher. He was one of my favorites. Christina said, still waiting on the Enchanted Greenhouse. Hubby says he has not found it yet, but I think he's holding it until my birthday. Couldn't be if he's saying he hasn't found it yet. That'd be very sweet if he did. My friend said hello. She says hello back, B. I bet she is your great supporter. She is. For sure. Both my parents are. And they understand my writing. Like, they'll go out and do the food shopping, which I normally do with my mom, but my dad goes with my mom now, so I can get writing done. And it has helped, for sure. Yes, Megan Follows. She is my favorite. Anne as well. Although I don't know if we've seen any other versions. I think we'd be too disappointed if we did, because I really like that one. Taylor says she likes the Megan Follows Anne of Green Gables movies too. They are really great. I haven't seen them in a really long time. I really need to rewatch those. The third one was always my favorite. I think my mom liked the first one. It's your favorite alongside the original first book. Emily says that is the best one that came out in the 80s. Last name is pronounced like Fellows. Oh, interesting. Because when I looked it up on Google, it was F-O, so I assumed it was Follows. But I guess it could be Fellows. Unless they misspelled it or something. Jamie says Anne of Green Gables will always be a favorite book and movie. I need to finish that series. I was buddy reading it with a friend. I think we got to like book 4, I think. Yay, Mom found me. Had to look up your channel this time. I'm sorry it didn't pop up automatically this time. Oh, yay, I'm not the only one. The third movie's your favorite too. Nice. I do. I love the ladies that were in the singing show, and I loved kind of the little bit of the spy aspect to it. I loved it. And the little boy, he was just so cute. Emily says, and her first name is pronounced as Megan. And okay. It's probably because I'm guessing she's Canadian, so yeah, I need to look that up and find out. It's like the name Megan, like, you can pronounce it like a million different ways. Mom says, hello, everyone, reading something about a mansion or a house by somebody. Yes, Teresa had it. There you go. Yes, it's Tempest at Annabelle's Lighthouse by Jamie Jo Wright. At least Teresa knew what you were talking about. Jamie says, yes, I would not waste my time watching any other version besides the 80s version. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think we should go into another sprint. Might as well. I think we're done talking about Anne. But yeah, so let's go ahead into another sprint. Teresa says she hasn't started Tempest at Annabelle's Lighthouse yet. It is one of the ones I was thinking about reading. Nice. Jamie still has not gotten back to me about doing a live chat yet. I asked her for either the 2nd or 3rd of August, so you have until at least then. But I need to text her again to set up a time, but that should be the date or the weekend. Mom says thank you, Teresa. All right, so on to another reading sprint, and we will be back in an hour. See you then. Okay, everyone, that's the end of our next sprint. Let me know how you all did. I finished somewhere in Tennessee, so yay, I was able to finish another 120 pages almost, so it was a very quick read. Glad that I finished another book for review. It was okay. It was a little bit more, I think, lower YA, even though both characters are kind of like out of high school or just out of high school. So it kind of read more YA to me personally. But I thought it was cute. And yeah, and the cover's cute. I like the cover. And I did like the storyline kind of like around like the craft show, and it was definitely more of a friendship. There's not really a romance in it until like probably like the last 20 pages, not even really. So more of a friendship between the two characters, which I liked. But it's done. I have no idea what I'm going to do next. I was going to write in the last sprint, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and start another book since I'm kind of in a book mood, and I will probably write more tonight. And let's see how everybody did. We will have one more sprint probably. I'll probably do a little bit of a shorter one, probably like a half hour maybe, just because it is getting a little bit late around here. Let's see, where were we in comments? Christina said, "Hi, Mom." I don't know if Mom saw that, but she might have. And then Taylor said she had to go. It's dinner time. Yeah, it's almost nighttime for me. Sorry if you can hear the traffic in the background. I'm going to close the door. Well, I'll do it in the next sprint. Christina watched a couple other versions of Anne of Green Gables, but never seemed to finish them. Kind of like Colin Firth as Mr. Darcy. Yes. Yes, I have seen the other version of Pride and Prejudice, like the movie version with Keira Knightley, which I think was actually my first one I watched, and I liked it. But then Colin Firth, yes, nobody ever compares to him as Mr. Darcy. Emily says, and Jonathan Crombie as Gilbert. He is a great Gilbert, for sure. And David said, thank you to Taylor S. Newport. And Christina said, true Emily. Sarah said, hello, reading The Locked Door by Frida McFadden at about 70%. Nice. I actually just checked that out from the library as an audiobook. How are you enjoying it? It's one of my NetGalley books I haven't gotten to yet. And B says, it was a splendid evening, enjoyed it. Oh, I'm glad. And thank you for praying for me, B. And you're welcome for the reading sprints and the sunshine. Have a good night. I know it's late where you are, so have a great night. Sarah read 11%. Awesome. Yay. I'm happy I finished this book in 2 sprints. That's even quick for me. But as I said, the borders are really, really big, and then the font was bigger, so I was able to zip through it apparently. Emily printed up pages for a reading journal, online window shopped, and got to page 59. Awesome. Yes, I've been trying very hard not to window shop because I'm really trying hard to save my money. And then like Box Lunch sent me like a 50% off clearance sale going on right now. So tempted. I like started looking and I was like, no, I gotta save my money. And then I think there was like 1 or 2 other things, and I was like, oh yeah, I think Tyndale Publishers has like a $5 clearance sale, and I was like, no, stop, because there were some books I wanted. And that's a really great deal, but I was like, no. Hannah said her manuscript is officially off to her editor. Oh, I lost my voice there. My voice is going too, by the way. I've been really dry in the house today. But yay, I'm so happy for you. That is amazing. I'm so excited for you, Hannah. Teresa said was able to read 61 pages. Nice. My average is usually, I think, 50 per hour, but because the font was so much bigger in that book, I think I just was able to get so much more read. Sarah said, it's good so far and excited to finish it and see what happens. Nice. I have yet to read one of her books, but I have heard good things about Frida McFadden. Mom said she read a total of 24 pages. Nice. Jamie says, yes, no one will ever be as good as Jonathan was as Gilbert. I have listened to quite a bit more. Yes, Barber. Thank you, Jamie. It was not Tyndale. It was Barber. I knew it was, and the minute I said Tyndale, I'm like, is that right? Yes. Oops. Sorry, guys. Yes, it is Barber Publishing, and there is a ton of fantastic books. They're only $5 each, and I think they have free shipping over $50. So hurry and go over. I don't know when the sale ends, but man, I was very, very tempted. But I'm like, no, I still need to unhaul some books. I don't have a lot of room. Actually, I don't have any room. But yes, so really great deals. Sarah says, I love her books. I'm trying to read them all. Nice. I love authors like that you want to read everything they come out with. Mom said, hello, Christina. Catching up on what everyone's saying right now. Nice. So as I said, I probably will be starting another book. I'm thinking about, because I know I need to start reading, what's it called? No, I can't remember. I have a physical copy. It's in the other room right now. But I need to read Shannon Sue Dunlap's new book because she sent me a copy. And I'm just really in the mood for it. And it's a summer book. It's called, it's called Hearts Away. And it's the second book in a cute romance series about a couple of older ladies who live on a cruise ship and they become matchmakers and get involved in like mysteries and stuff. So I started it and then I got super busy and I wasn't in the mood for a like summer romance or like a hot romance because it's been so hot here. So now that it's kind of cooled down a little bit, I can get more in the mood. The neighbor's dog is howling. Yeah, blame my dad. He opened the front door, so now I can hear the trucks go by. So I will have to close it during our last chat. But yes, the dogs don't really howl around here, but they do get barking sometimes. Mom says that the next one she wants to read. Yes, so that will be the next one that I think I'm going to read. I do have quite a few other books that I am interested in. It's weird. It's like I have no problem picking my next audiobook, but picking my next physical book is such a struggle sometimes. So I picked this one because I knew it was going to be short and I could probably finish it tonight. So I know I'm not going to be able to finish another book by the end of our next sprint. So I think we're going to do one more sprint starting in a few minutes. I think we'll do a half-hour one just because that way I can get ready for bed and then get all my writing stuff ready and relax a little bit before I get into writing. So yeah, maybe I'll just do some writing during the last half hour. Yeah, yes. I think God's saying, get some writing done because I can write a lot in a half hour if I know where my story is going. I can't believe this, guys. I wrote, what was it, last night or the night before? I think it was 2 nights ago. So I started writing and the words just flowed. I wrote 1,300 words in under 50 minutes, 50, not 15, but 50 minutes. And that's insane. That's less than an hour writing almost 1,500 words. I was in shock. And so if I can write a good 600 words in half an hour, that'll be like half my amount I need to get done tonight. So pray for me that I'll be able to write. At least I know where my story is going. And I finally got past the scene that I've been struggling with for like the longest time. I was struggling, not the longest time, but like the past like day or two. I wanted a scene to introduce the characters in book 2 because we've kind of seen them both kind of away from each other. Like we know they have worked together in the past. And I'm like, I just wanted one scene of them clashing. And so their argument was supposed to be funny. So It wasn't in the beginning, so I'm like, we got to make it funny because I want it funny. So it worked out. It took me a little bit, but it worked out. It's always those like scenes that you know are going to be good and you want them to be like really good, so it takes forever to write them. But once I get past it, I can write a lot more. Anyways, I also need to grab more water because your girl is really thirsty and I need water to write and water to read by. So got a lot accomplished today. Finished a whole book. Oops, sorry. My phone's just reminding me to take my medicine and write in my gratitude journal, which I already did. Yeah, I already did. So I don't need that anymore. Ooh. Sorry, my hold just came in at the library for and then there were none. Yes, I'm excited. I've been wanting to read that Agatha Christie book for like forever, and it just came in from the library. So no, I'm not going to read that right now. But that would probably be my next read. I've been wanting to read that. All right, so I just realized that I need to change the time on the video. So I'm gonna see if I can like scroll to like the 30-minute mark and try to get as close to the 30 mark as I can. Ooh, close enough. All right, so we'll put a half hour on. I am going to write for that last half hour, although I do see a couple of notifications I have to check or want to check. Maybe not have to, but want to. So I'm going to put a half an hour for our last sprint. So have fun, and I will see you all back at the end of that one. Okay, everyone, that's the end of our last sprint. Completely didn't realize it was just about to end, but I finished almost a paragraph there, so I can tell you how much I wrote during that sprint. Sorry if I scared anybody. The alarm scared me. I'm like, what is that noise? I'm like, did I set an alarm on the stove or something? No, it was the alarm saying our sprint is over. Anyways, so I want to see how much I wrote if my phone will corroborate for me. Let's see, where did I stop here? I know I didn't write that much. There we are. I was like, they just finished eating. You gotta have your characters eat. I remember somebody saying that sometime, like they're people, they have to eat. You know, you can't have like a whole book without them eating. So I have actually remembered to feed my characters every day. So that's always a plus, right? All right, so let's see. Go to my word count, paste it over there, and I wrote 526 words. See, I was so close to 600. I was actually right on the nose. I was like, I wanted to write 500, between 500 and 600 words, and I did in that half hour. So very, very happy with that. All right, let's see the comments, and then I will say goodnight. Let's see. Oh, yes, we were on Jenna. Hello, Jenna. Glad you popped in for the last sprint. I would have gone longer, but I'm getting a little tired today. I haven't been sleeping well for like the past week. I don't know. David said was able to get some CAD done. Perfect rainy evening, at least on your monitor. Yes, as long as you don't have to go anywhere or do anything. And you're welcome for a relaxing Friday evening. I'm glad I can bring these nights to you. Jenna said she's working on the tabletop role-playing game you're co-authoring with a friend. Nice. Want to crack 15,000 before bed. Awesome. So you're writing the whole kind of role-playing game as well. That's cool. Characters are like Tamagotchi. Oh, fun. I never got to have a Tamagotchi growing up. I mean, it was my era too. Well, kind of 90s, 80s, 90s. Yes. And you're welcome for the sprints. I always have fun with these. Sarah read 8% and only have 10% left of her book. Should finish tonight. Awesome. Yeah, so didn't do any reading that time, but I got a ton of writing done. So I am almost halfway to my goal for tonight. My goal is between 12 and 1,500 words, so that's pretty good. Mom read a total of 4.5 chapters. Nice. Another great sprint. You're welcome, Mom. Teresa said, thanks, Katie. Read 32 pages. Awesome. So I do like to say a quick prayer to kind of bless our weekend and just to, bless our weekend and thank everybody for coming here tonight to spend time with me. Dear Lord, thank you for wonderful friends and wonderful books, Lord God, helping us to get stuff done today, Lord God. And thank you for helping me write. Thank you for Hannah finishing up her projects, Lord God, and send to her editor tonight. I pray for good weather, Lord God, this week for everybody, and let it not be too hot anywhere, Lord God, and just pray for a good weekend for everybody. In Jesus' name, amen. So thank you, everyone, and I will see you all next week. I hope you have a great weekend. Good night.